Hi friends, welcome back to Thinking and Destiny, another session. We went over physical destiny, mental destiny, psychic destiny, and now we started with the Noetic destiny, which is talking about the self-knowledge. Before we go further, what Percival is giving us today, let us meditate on his consciousness for a few minutes, connect to his consciousness, and let the knowledge flow through every one of us. Please sit in a meditative posture. Please remove your spectacles, clasp your hands, cross your legs, and close your eyes. Please observe your simple, natural breath. You're taking a life force to each and every part of our body. Notice how breath flows to every part of the body. Please place your hands on your eyes for a few seconds and open your eyes with a beautiful smile on your face. Before we go further, let's recap what we have learned in the last session on Noetic destiny. Over to you, Srishikar.
We all know that we have 4 worlds. Those are physical world, form world, life world, and noetic world. Last session, Prasanna madam has explained about noetic world and how do we connect to the knower. Knowledge of the conscious self in the body can come only as the result of active thinking. The knowledge is of the intelligent side of the universe and is stored in the noetic world. Knowledge which is permanent result as accomplishment in the noetic atmosphere coming from the thinking of the human is stored in the noetic atmosphere of the human. The human beings of these triune selves are different from each other, but human beings of these triune selves are different from each other, but there is a part of noetic atmosphere of each triune self that it has in common with all other triune selves. There is a oneness among triune selves. Self-knowledge of the knower may come to the doer also as intuition. Intuition is not a feeling, not an instinct, not a prejudice or a preference. Intuition comes through the thinker and gives to the human information and an understanding of a superior kind. intuition is tuition by oneself from within. One thing I understood that when we align to the purpose of life, then we will be able to open and receive more knowledge as intuition. But most people shut themselves by thinking selfishness, greed, lust, meanness, hypocrisy, lying, dishonesty, and ingratitude create thoughts which lead away from the knowledge. So, section 2, Prasanna has covered about triune self was no beginning. It was everlasting realities of unity, truth, eternity, immortality, justice, honesty, and happiness. Triune self never lose knowledge. They are innate in the doers of human beings. Thinking was unnecessary is the presence of the intelligence. The triune self was in bliss, in everlastingness. The triune self was perfect in its knower and thinker parts, but the doer part was not qualified. So there are so many aspects of the triune self are quite distinct, yet the triune self is one. They act, react, and interact with each other as if they were distinct. Portions of each of these aspects have to do with human beings of the doer. So friends, today we'll be knowing about section 3 about intelligence applied. Over to you, Prasanna Garu. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Sarisha Garu, for the quick recap. Now let us go to the next section, which is light of intelligence. So here we understand, like in the beginning itself, Percival mentioned, the light of intelligence is different from the triune self. So which one is the highest? If you think light of intelligence is the highest. So triune self receives the light from the light of intelligence. And then, so the triune self, when it was realized, when it was in all the thing, when the knower state, when you are there, so it will become intelligent. It will become that intelligence here, the supreme intelligence or the intelligence, the light of intelligence is the Paramatma, whatever we call it as, the super consciousness you call it as, that is the thing. So here the triune self is the one which is trying to attain that, in other words, you can Sadgati, here you can say they realize the triune self is going back to that complete supreme consciousness or the light of intelligence. Okay, these are the synonyms we can say. In the scriptures, you may say Paramatma. So the Atma is going to get back to its Paramatma, the realm of its residence, the realm of permanence and its own residence from where it came, right? The home, the Atma's home. You can say here he is referring that the Percival is referring it as a light of intelligence. So the light of intelligence is the one that the light is loaned from the light of intelligence to the triune self. Okay, triune self is a different here, and light of triune self are the one which we are, doer, knower, and the thinker. Doer, thinker, and the knower are the ones, right? So we came from, but we are going to the merging into the oneness, merging into that particular light of intelligence is the ultimate goal. Okay, and we talk about that light of intelligence, and the light of intelligence, the light of the knower of the triune self, and the thinker of the triune self, and the doer of the triune self, and how the light is going into the nature. Nature is also getting the light and all those things, and how the nature is getting into the light. So these are the things that which I'm going to discuss today. Before we start discussing, let me share my screen for slides so that it's easy for you to. You're able to see my screen, right?
Yes.
From current slide. Okay, this is the agenda. Okay. Light of intelligence, the light of knower of the triune self in thinker and doer. The light has how the light has gone into the nature. Okay, that's the one. The light of intelligence. The triune self receives the light from the intelligence, which it is related. The triune self, the knower part is related only. We are all related from that supreme intelligence, or supreme Paramatma, or whatever we call it. We are related to there. Okay, because we all came from that. He is the father or a mother, whatever it is. That is the supreme intelligence. So that light only, it is related to this triune self. The light is not part of the triune self. That is not the part of the triune self, but triune self is the part of it. So if you take it in the scriptures, right, the Paramatma is not the part of Atma, but Atma is the part of the Paramatma. Okay, the light is not the part of the triune self, but never become the part of it. Okay, it is the loaned to the triune self. The light is loaned to the triune self, so that by use of it, triune self may become intelligence. By using that particular light, by using that intelligent, the knower part, by using that, you will become that intelligent. You will become the part of, you will merge into that intelligence. That's what he's saying. The light is a conscious light. The light here is the conscious light. And it is a conscious that it is the light. It is a conscious that it is a light, and conscious as a light. Whatever that light is coming up, it knows it is the light of intelligence, and as a light, it is conscious and knows it is the conscious of the light. So, as a light knows, but only thing is triune self is the one which is not knowing. When you are in the doer portion, you are not knowing, but the light knows what it is doing it. The light which is here, the light means the knowledge. That's what we have to remember, the self-knowledge, and that's it, that illuminating. The light which is the intelligence and loaned to the triune self is one. The light which is intelligence, whatever the light that have in the supreme intelligence, and the light which is loaned to you, the triune self, is the same. Because light cannot be divided. Remember, light cannot be divided. It can, when you are actually, when the light is hitting, so the light is not only coming on my face, everywhere around the room it is. When you switch on the light, it will come everywhere. You cannot say, don't go light, only come to me. You cannot do that, right? So here the light is the same thing. So the light which has a supreme intelligence, the light, and the light which is loaned to the Atma, or which is loaned to the triune self, is also the same. They both are the same. They both are one, which means the Paramatma. Whatever you are saying, go God, that Paramatma and the Paramatma, the Atma that is living within you are the same. That's what he is trying to say. So they both are the same. If you can look into yourself, the God residing, the whatever the God you are thinking that is somewhere and going and doing, that God is there within you. The light is invisible. Though it appears to be divided, the light is indivisible. Though it appears to be divided, it is not, because it appears that the light in Sirisha is different from the light in me, from the different from whoever is there. It's not that. Everything is, the light is same. We are appearing, I am different, Sirisha is different, some other people, whoever is here, different. That is the appearing, that is what we have, that we have the illusion or a delusion, that Maya, whatever you call it as, that is what we have. The light is the same. No matter how many different beings and things it gone, how weak a being it is obscured by the matter of the nature. The light of intelligence is the same light, irrespective of the forms which it is. It was divided into so many. In the previously, we did these many atmas are there. Now it was divided into so many atmas, so much thing. But is the light is changing? No, the same light is coming. It appearing to be divided, but nothing. Suppose if Prasanna is a weak, the light will become weak? No, the light will not become weak. The body may get weak. The light within me will not get weak. It is the same shining light that every one of us is having. So however, how many, it may be having the form of an animal, it may be having a form of the human being, or it may be having the form of a plant, or it may be having the form of a mountain. In any of the form, the light is there. In all the cases, whatever, irrespective of the forms which it is, the light of intelligence is the same light. It could be in the mountain, it is still firm, very still and firm. That is the nature of that mineral kingdom, or that's the nature of the mountain. It stands still. When that consciousness is there in that mountain, when the same consciousness is there in the plant nature is always give oxygen, give fruits, give flowers, everything it is giving. All that thing it will give. That is the nature of that the same consciousness is showing that kind of nature. So when it is in some other animal, whatever the thing that it has to show, it will show that nature. Okay. When it is the strongest animal, when the same consciousness is there in the elephant, suppose the elephant it is there. So it has some properties. It has some something. So the elephant was designed or created by this supreme consciousness. Go and eat only the whatever that the plants or whatever that it's available. All the vegetarian. That's all it has to eat. Even it might die, but it will not, because it is binding to that principle. When it was created by that, it is binding to that. It is not wavering. That elephant is not having a wavering mind like the human being, because we have but we were given a brain to think for something else. Because we were given a brain to think about this noetic knowledge, light of intelligence, whom we come, what is our purpose, all the things the brain was given. But we are thinking of something else, and we are going with our senses. But those animals, whichever the purpose it came, they are standing like that. So the conscious of light is the same everywhere. The reality is triune self and above, except consciousness is the light. The real above the triune self, what is there? It is only the light of intelligence is there. The light lets the things seen as they are. What it is doing when the light is there, what they are doing, when the light of intelligence, when you have that kind of knowledge, you see the things as they are. Whenever I see there is some Pushpa is came here, so whenever I see Pushpa, I'll run so many things in my mind. Oh, I might have that place, I might have this place. So many, whatever the knowledge I have in my thing, I'll just pulling up. It's not the knowledge, it's a memory. I'm just pulling up the memory whenever I see her. Okay, but if I have that light of intelligence, if I have that light, I will see that person as is. It will show me as is. It will not give me, my perception is not clouded by my memory. My perception will be what exactly today I am seeing, that only I will go in my mind. I will not bring all the things that is there in my mind. It will show the things as they are. Shows what should be done by the beings from whom it is, and show them the power to change without themselves being changed. It will show us the power to change. When the light of intelligence is there, it will give you the power, how you can change, what you can do, but without being changed. Light will not change, but it will show you the power to change. It will take you to the right path. That is the power of the light of intelligence. Light does not act, but it keeps being in action by stimulating the active principle in them. It does not act, nor does it suffer, nor does it react. So when the light is there, when that knowledge, when that particular supreme intelligence, when you realize it is there, it will not act, but it will make you act. It will keep you being in action. It will keep you being in action by active principle in them. That light, the supreme consciousness have that light. That active light is there. You should always do, because if you do some action, you'll get karma. So I cannot do action. So that is a right. That's a wrong thing. You cannot say that. You have to do the task. Once you are in this earth, you have to do task every day in and day out. You have to do some task or the other, some action, some karma, some action. You have to do it. So whether that karma is coming positive results or negative results, that's up to that's the next part. That is why if you want to untouchable by the result, then give the everything to nishkama karma. Don't expect anything and do it. Just leave the results. Just leave the results and do that. That is the thing. It does not act, nor does it suffer, nor react. So here, see, the same words you can see in Bhagavad Gita when Krishna is talking about the Paramatma. I am that, I am this, I am this, I am that. He will say about 10th chapter, 11th chapter, 10th chapter. He'll talk about that. Okay, so here I am the star in stars, I am the sun, I am the moon kind of thing. It talks. See here, similarly, here is saying superconscious, it does not act, it does not suffer, it does not react, it won't do anything. It is that supreme intelligence. So it knows everything, it will not suffer. Starlight, sunlight. So here is saying about the light, right? Starlight, sunlight, moonlight, earthlight are the various functions of the light. Starlight, light from sun, light from moon, light from the earth are the various functions of the matter made active by the light of intelligence sent by the doers of the triune selves into the nature. Remember that. Remember from where this light comes. The light of the intelligence sent by the doers of their triune selves into the nature. All these starlight, sunlight, moonlight, and earthlight are functioning because the matter is made active. this matter, entire matter is made active, and they got light. From where they got the light? From the doers. From the triune self, they got the light, because triune self is having doer part, thinker part, and knower part. We got, because when we come from that supreme light, we came from that supreme intelligence, right? We are born with that light. But that light, when we are shining that light only this star and earth and everybody is taking, and they are actually shining bright. The doer in the sphere of the intelligence and receives a certain amount of the light from it. The doer in the sphere of intelligence, when the doer coming from the sphere of intelligence, it receives certain amount of the light. It is coming with a certain amount of the light. This is the amount of the doer that have in order to acquire its education through the human beings. With that light, we came here to have some more education in the earth school. Through it human being. When you are with the human being, you came with that light, so that you can, because without intelligence you cannot learn anything, right? So you got with that light, you got some light. So with that light, you can learn some more things that from the human beings, as you are in the human, right? So you can get the amount at times increase. So this amount of the light that you have, right? So you will acquire the amount of the doer have in order to acquire the education through human beings. This amount may increase or may decrease depending on how you think, how you use this light. So human being, when you are thinking it in the form as a thinker or a knower, this light may increase. When you are thinking as a doer, this light may decrease, because you should use the light, right? Whenever you are using the light, that will shine bright. If you are not using the light, it will get diffused, it will get dull, it will get fogged up. So whenever you are thinking that you are this body, I means I am Prasanna, I am different, Sirisha is different, Pushpa is different, Sangeeta is different, all are different. Whenever I'm thinking in this manner, then I'm not using my light. Whenever I'm using my light, it will get, whenever I come to that oneness, then I feel oneness with, whenever I could feel oneness with everyone, right? Then my light will bright and it will give you more and more light. Because more and more light I will get, because I'm able to feel something, it will try to give the more knowledge, more light into my sphere. Okay, depends on the amount of the times that you are using, it increase or decrease depending on the thinking of the doers of the human beings. And outstanding feature is the Noetic destiny. Whatever outstanding feature, what it is coming is the Noetic destiny, how much you are actually doing. The amount of the doer should, in order to acquire the education. Okay, sorry, I think I have. Okay. Depending on the thinking of the doer, human beings, and its outstanding feature is the Noetic destiny. The light is loaned. The light is loaned, may be sent by the doer into the nature. The light is loaned, may be sent by the doer into the nature and becomes an attached to the nature units to which the doer by thinking ties to the light. Here, remember how the light is going to the nature, because you started thinking about the nature, then you are sending that light to the nature. So because you constantly thinking, those who heard the soul's journey, you remember that in the astral world or whatever, as long as you are thinking, the object will stay. As long as some people are thinking about that, the object will stay. When nobody is thinking, it don't have any energy and it will not be there. Here also, many people are thinking about that object, some nature element. That is why that object is there, because you are sending your light on that particular object. That object is existing. That object is there. That nature is existing. So the doer is the one who is thinking and giving the light into the nature. Okay. The units of which the doer is thinking and ties to the light. In the nature, the light is attached to the unit. What is happening in the nature? The light is attached to the units. That is, the light is bound up, blended with them, so remains until the doer draws back. Until the doer is drawing it back, it will remain, that light will be remaining with that nature only. So I'll give you a small example to understand more clearly, right? So how the nature, right? Nature could be suppose you want to have some plants in your backyard. Okay, you wanted to grow organic or something, you want to have some plants. How the plants will come? They will not, oh, boom, the plants will come. No, you need to put your intelligence, you need to give your light. there. You need to give your thought there. So when the thought is there, you will go and get some seeds and put it there and give the proper sunlight and water, whatever is required by the plant, then only it will come, isn't it? So similarly, that is a plant. Similarly, you want to have some car. You should put all your light in that. So light in that is light, your intelligence there. So, oh, I want this car. This car may cost some 70K or 80K. So then how I can earn it? So how much I can, because you are actually putting your light there and then that car is there. As long as you wanted to have it, that car will be there. Suppose some other person, some other fellow want to create a car, then he's putting all his intelligence in that. And then he's creating, he wanted to create a electric car, so he put all his engineering things, all his brain there, and he created one electric car. So similarly, whatever your intelligence you are using, here is saying why I gave all the material examples, because a person can achieve whatever you want to achieve because you have that light. Whenever you want to achieve, it could be the backyard plant, it could be your car or home or job or anything, you are able to achieve it or not. Whenever you want it, you are able to achieve it. So, which means if you want to become a knower, you will become. Only thing is you are not putting your light on that particular part. Whenever you are putting your light, you are able to achieve it. No matter what, whenever you are focusedly putting the light, you are able to achieve it. That every one of us can experience it. So that is all the nature things, right? It could be backyard plant or car. This is all the external things. What is happening is we are keeping our light only on the external things. And we are getting that. So when we are not realizing when we are keeping that light on the external things, when we are getting, why can't we put that light within ourselves so that we can get, there is a big, the thing is there, there's a big power is there within us. We are not, there is a, what do you say, Ghani or whatever you call, I'm not remembering the exact word. Can anybody help me in the chat? There's a big, the gold coins are all there in the bottom of your home and you don't know and you are going and working hard. Suppose when something happened and we opens, there is a lot of wealth. Until that, you don't know that there's a lot of wealth is there under your home itself.
Treasure.
There is a golden treasure is there. Similarly, we have that golden treasure within us. We are not understanding that. We are not going there. We are not putting our light there. If we can put our light there, we can just, everything will opens up. In nature, the light is attached to the units. What is happening? Our light is attaching to, this is my car, this is my home, this is my thing, this is my kid. So you are attaching your light to the things and persons around you and blended with them. Remains. So what will happen? It remains with them until you draw that light back. Otherwise, you mind think that light will be remained. So all the light you are loaning to some other people, persons around you, then that attachment that you are with that only. The presence of the light makes the latent energy of the nature active. The presence of the light, what is happening? The latent energy of the nature of the light active. So latent energy means here the energy will be there for every thing, right? It have a latent sides. So that light, it evokes the field of the latent sides and forces it into, the light is going into that and it's forcing that into the energy is getting evoked. Okay, the presence of light is making that energy very active in every nature. In the nature, the light sent out through doers in the intelligence often called God. In the nature, the light sent out, did I write? Yeah. In the nature, the light attached to the presence of light makes the latent energy. Let me go to the other one. Yeah, here, the next sentence. In the nature, the light sent out through doers. In this nature, the light is sent out through doers. Through us only, the light is sent out. In the intelligence, often called God. So God, who is God here? Who is God here?
So through doers, whatever we are eliminating the light, saying God, we are indirectly.
So we are the God.
We are the gods.
So we are the God, right? So when the light is emanating to the nature through doers, whom we are calling God. Because we are saying, suppose the plant came. How that plant came? The God created. Who created? Who is that God? Some of our previous people only created, right? Some of our previous generations. So who is that? Those are also our ancestors. So they created some, we created some, we are creating some, right? Every day we are creating our life, we are creating so many things in our life. So this is all the creation. So we are missing the point that when God has created something, when you are creating something, what is that? Whatever the God is doing, you are also doing. Whatever that intelligence is doing, you are also doing it. So that same light of intelligence is there, every one of us. So we are all the gods. But we are thinking that there is somebody else is the God, who is supposed to have created the world and carry it on. So God is somebody else who created this world and is carrying it on. Suppose you are taking, let us take any one of you like Sirisha. So she, from the morning to evening, how many things that she's carrying or how many things that she's creating. So how there, she is not morning getting up and then kids are whatever they needs, husband, whatever they needs, and then whatever that she wants to do in her job, doing it. If there is any morning meditation sessions conducting, getting all the thing. If there is any book clubs, then go and talk to them. So this is all the creation that this is content she's generating it and giving it and making the people to use it. So that this is the one that she's using that light of intelligence. The same time, right? I may be utilizing same Thursday evening. You and me need not be here. We can go. Oh, tomorrow is Friday. We can relax. We do not have much work. We finished most of the work. We can relax and go out. Any other things we can use. But we are here. So here is a sense we are using that light for a purposeful things. So every minute, whatever that we are using, remember God has given me this minute. If you think that God is separate, God has given me this minute and he wants me to do something on this earth planet. He wants me to learn something or he wants me to give something. If you are in that consciousness, you will not waste a minute. You'll not waste a minute, because when God is ascended, because we don't want that kind of feeling. We
always should remember that light of intelligence is within us. Yeah, that only it's operating. So we should give and value it. Yeah.
When we value it, we will understand. Otherwise, what we are doing is God is separate. Okay, do the namaskaram. Okay, today my job is done. Do whatever you want. Because as a duty, you are doing that. Because if you think that God is within you and He's instructing you, that light is given to you, then you feel more responsible. We are separating ourselves so that we can do whatever we want. Suppose people will do, right? Oh, today is Saturday. We don't do this. So Saturday is the only day that God is within us. Or Saturday is only that light of intelligence is within us. No, every day it is there. So every day we have to be responsible for that. That's what it is. The doer is responsible for the light it has sent into the nature and must redeem it. So he's saying that you are responsible for the light that you are giving to the nature and you must redeem it back also, because whenever you want it, you need to give that light to the nature and then redeem it, because redeem it, then you can give it to the something else, you can create the something else. You are responsible for that particular light. So this redeemed light, what will happen? Redeemed light goes again and again until it becomes unattachable to the nature. Unattachable. Again, I'll come back to the worldly things. First time when I come to US, okay, I need some car, so I bought a Honda car. Let us take Honda car. I bought it. I'm so happy. So I'm attached to that car. So once I feel like, oh, I want to upgrade, I'm just taking back that light, because no more attachment to that Honda car, and coming back. And I went and bought some Acura car. Okay. And after that, after a few years of driving, then I just took out that light back, and then went and bought some Mercedes or Tesla, whatever it is. We bought it. So here I'm keeping that light on the things. Until when you are keeping? Until you detach with all those things. When you know that these are all the outside the nature things, once you understand that these are all the detached things, whatever the car you have it, I need to go from A to B. If I have a running car, it's enough. Then you are not putting the light. You are using the car as just the need or utility. Then you are taking out your light of intelligence, and when you go inside what is the treasure, then you will use. Then also you will use. I'm not saying then you are not using your car. Then also you are using, but you are not attached to it. That's what we have to do it. You do whatever you have it, you have to experience, you have to use it, you have to enjoy it. But the thing is, you should not get attached to it. That's a problem. So when you're getting attached to it, your light is going there, and you're keeping all your light there. You are not having the light. When you are not attached to the nature, the light of intelligence is whatever that you got is within you. You can use it for something else. Yes, this light of intelligence we can carry next life. Yes, Sandy, perfectly understood. Then it remains in the noetic. NS is
Noetic sphere.
noetic sphere.
Noetic
Noetic sphere. Yeah, noetic sphere. It remains in the noetic sphere. Is of the noetic world and is beyond the free from the noetic destiny. Then it is there in that noetic, right? So it is free from noetic atmosphere. NS kadu. Then it remains in the noetic atmosphere, which is there in the noetic world. So whenever you are taking back, it will remain in the noetic world because you didn't loan to anybody. Your intelligence is there within you. So that is there. So it is free from the noetic destiny that can be carried out. Whenever you are having that kind of self-knowledge, that can be carried out from the life to life, and you will be more. Because next lifetime, you need not start from the ABC. Suppose this lifetime you learn from A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, then H, you are just storing in the noetic world and going. And wherever you are coming back, you are picking up from H onwards, you are actually doing it. That's how the light of intelligence work. The light is clear. The light is clear in all the noetic atmosphere and do not penetrate the mental or the psychic atmosphere of the human. The light which is there in the noetic world is very clear. It is very clear, crystal clear, the light. That means that the supreme intelligence, when you just got it, that is very clear in the light world. But when you come the same light, you are not able to pick it up to the mental atmosphere and the psychic atmosphere. When it is coming to the down mental and the physical psychic atmosphere of the human, then it is the one that is getting into the trouble. The light is taken into the noetic atmosphere by noetic breath. By noetic breath, we are taking that and makes the atmosphere conscious in the degree of I-ness and selfness. In the degree of here, I-ness and selfness is making conscious. Selfness is different from selfishness. Somebody asked in my WhatsApp group, so you are saying self, then it is not good, right? Self is like knowing the knowledge of who am I. What is the purpose? Selfish is the one that this is only me, this is mine, that kind of thing is a different. Self and selfishness is a different words in here. Here, I-ness is that who am I? That is the I-ness word. Selfness is for what purpose I came here. That having that self-knowledge, who am I, right? That is the selfness that he is talking about here. The light is taken into the noetic atmosphere by noetic breath and makes the atmosphere very conscious, because I am in the consciously, because that time very consciously in the degree of I-ness and selfness, because I am in that nature of I and selfness. Who am I? That I know when I am in that noetic nature. The matter of the noetic atmosphere has a characteristic that it tends to oneness. The matter in the noetic atmosphere is always tends to oneness, because it knows who it is, right? So when it is knows, because we are all in that blindfolded thing where we are thinking that we are the separate people. But when you are in the noetic atmosphere, you know you're all the one. So you pretty much, we need not struggle to feel that oneness, because it's nature, your innate nature itself is you feel oneness. This matter is conscious in various phases of I-ness and selfness, and potentially develop the light faculty, I am faculty, in the triune self become an intelligence. So in this matter, so it is becoming the two, light faculty and the I am faculty. Here there are two faculties that is developing in the noetic nature. When the triune self becomes intelligence, when the triune self becomes when it is moving up, right, that it is actually, it will become the I-ness and I am faculty and the light faculty. It is merging that into the supreme intelligence, whatever that it has, it is merging. Next. In the atmosphere flows the noetic breath, which is the active side of the part of the atmosphere and connects the remaining part of with the knower. The knower has two aspects, that is passively I-ness and actively selfness. Here, the atmosphere flows noetic breath, the atmosphere that is there in the noetic atmosphere, right? So it flows. The atmosphere flows the noetic breath which is the active side. So here it is a active side of the atmosphere and connects the remaining part with the knower. Here that remaining part, whatever the part that is there, it is connecting with the knower part of the triune self. That knower is having the two aspects. One is the I-ness. I-ness is always the passive, and active is the selfness. So these are the I-ness and selfness parts it is connecting. From I-ness comes identity of the triune self. I-ness, it is coming the identity of the triune self, which is the human manifest as a feeling that it is the same today through all the past years. So whatever that you are manifesting through feeling, it is going, right? So that I-ness is that their I-ness is who am I, is I am the self. But when it comes back to that physical destiny, who am I is I am Prasanna, I am Sirisha. It became like that. That I-ness is oneness. This I-ness is it's dividing. Okay. But whatever you are actually knowing, that only is clubbing. It is going to the next level. That is what he is saying. Selfness is a knowledge. Selfness means it's a knowledge. The knower of the triune self is conscious in the highest phases of the degree of I-ness and selfness. The knower of the triune self is conscious. The knower, whoever the knower portion of the triune self is very conscious of the highest phases. He knows that when you are in the knower state, you know that you are not alone and you are not the body. All that you know when you are in the knower phase. Okay. And knower phase, and you know that I-ness and selfness, all the things. If you remember that figure 5b, that whatever, that physical destiny, then is the life world, psychic destiny, and then is the mental destiny, and then is the light world, which is the noetic destiny. That's what he is talking about. Selfness is a knowledge. The knower of the triune self is conscious. Okay. Next one is, in the noetic atmosphere, there is a neither place nor time. Remember, noetic atmosphere, there is a no place, no time. You cannot even move anything. The noetic atmosphere, that means everywhere the same consciousness is there. When everywhere the same consciousness is there, how can you? Because even if you take in this physical world also, if you take that supreme consciousness, can you see any place that you do not have that supreme consciousness? Can you see any place that you do not have that light of intelligence? Because I'm using the words interchangeably to make you understand. Can you see any place that do not have the light of intelligence? If I take my phone, it has a light of intelligence, but somebody else put their brain and it came. And if I take my AirPods, there is somebody else put that, and it has a consciousness. Everything, it has a consciousness, or it has a light of intelligence. Do you agree? So when it is there here in the noetic atmosphere, they all know that they are what, who am I, who are they, and the noetic atmosphere. And also here we calculate with the time, yours mind, but there is no place. There is not a place, not a mind, because everything is noetic. Everything came from that supreme intelligence, or came from that light of intelligence. So there is nothing to calculate, or there's no time concept also. The matter is everywhere at once. Everywhere, whatever the matter is there, that it is there at once. Noetic destiny of a human is a light, which is the part of the noetic that is in the mental atmosphere of the human. Also the light that is tied up the physical body is the and the light in the nature, which is called by the human. See, there is a light in the noetic atmosphere, there is a light in the mental atmosphere, there is a light in the psychic atmosphere, there is a light in the physical atmosphere. There's a light which is you are giving to the nature. But how that light is going, whatever that light that we are getting from the noetic atmosphere, is it staying with us until it comes to the human being? Do you think it is staying or not? Tell me. Do you think the same light that we are taking from the noetic atmosphere is staying with us when it's coming to the physical atmosphere? Anyone?
Yes, same light only we are passing through the mental atmosphere.
Same light we are passing through. Do you think we are working on the same thing? Because noetic atmosphere, we are in that I-ness.
High,
Oneness.
yeah.
We are not, when it comes to the physical, we are not able to hold that part, right?
It's getting down.
Yeah, it is getting down. So how it is getting down, he is explaining. How it is getting down.
When you are at the state, it's a dim of our...
Yes, exactly. Yeah. How it is,
attached to the material world.
Material world, exactly. That's what he is explaining. Noetic destiny of a human is the light, which is the part of noetic. in the mental atmosphere of the human is also the light, which is tied up, and also next to physical is also tied up with the physical body, and also the light in the nature. There is a circulation of the part of the light from the noetic into the mental atmosphere by means of the thought into the nature, and then back to from the food thought into the mental and then into the noetic atmosphere. See how beautifully explained. From the noetic, the thought with it's coming to the mental atmosphere. Mental atmosphere, it is coming because you started thinking that this, right? So with your thought, that is getting diluted. Because as long as you are in the state of that oneness, everybody is the same, that kind of thing, that supreme intelligence, whoever is there, the Paramatma, supreme intelligence, light of intelligence, that will stay there. But when it's come to the mental destiny, oh, I have this much memory, I have this, how do I cash it out? How do I put it into the thing? What thing if I do? Because you are trying to use that light of intelligence to the material world. So whenever you are trying to use that material world, you are giving that light of intelligence to the nature. Okay. Whenever you are giving to that nature, so here is said by through the nature, whatever the human being, right? Whenever you are doing it, ultimately, at the end of the day, you need to eat a good food and proper food and all, right? So what is happening? You are giving that learning to that your intelligence to the outside, and again through food, again you are taking that light of intelligence. How the food is actually cultivated. Again, someone has to put it, and they have to give the light of intelligence loan there. Then only the food is coming. Then you are eating that. Again, that light of intelligence is coming to you, and it's going to the mental and noetic. So this is a circulation of the light, how it is happening. Is it clear now?
Yes, yes.
How the light is going from the one world to the another world. That's what he's explained here. Light is sent by the knower into the mental atmosphere with the noetic breath. From the noetic to the mental atmosphere through noetic breath, it was sent. I-ness sends light to be used thinking. I-ness sends light to used in thinking. Okay, to used in thinking. And reason checks the amount that allowed to go. So thinking and reasoning, right? So the reasoning is also good. Selfness sends the light to the righteousness. That selfness, whatever it is, it will send to the righteousness when the conscious speaks, and the reason as the intuition. So it is always, so my intuition says that I should not do it, but still I went and do it and it went wrong. People will say these words, right? So what is that intuition? So within you, that light of intelligence is speaking to you in the form of an intuition. The righteousness is saying, this is not right, don't do it. It is always speaking through your heart that it is not the right, don't do it. So that is what the light of intelligence within you is trying to say. Okay, the noetic destiny, whatever it is coming, so the I-ness is going as a thinking, and selfness is coming as a righteousness, reasoning and righteousness, because mental destiny is all reasoning and righteousness, whereas noetic destiny is I-ness and selfness. So I-ness is coming as a reasoning, selfness is coming as a righteousness into the mental destiny. How that is transferring to up to the mental destiny, it is coming reason from noetic to here. Selfness sends the light to righteousness, and conscience speaks to the reason as an intuition. The light that I-ness sends becomes diffused in the mental atmosphere. That's where our problem is starting. Whatever that I-ness is coming, you are not able to think clearly. When it's come to the thinking part, whenever it's coming to the reasoning, you are giving your own reasoning, but you are not thinking properly. That's where it is. The light is getting diffused. The light of that selfness sends remaining clear and direct. But the selfness is remaining. The second part of the light, it is sending clear light to the mental atmosphere. It is sending to the clear light. So it is giving you a righteousness. No, this is not right. This is not wrong. It is giving you all the kinds in the flashes. The noetic breath conveys some of the light to the mental atmosphere, which receives through mental breath. So how it is receiving? Through mental breath, it is receiving. It is conveying that what you are doing is right or wrong. Light in its clear state in the noetic atmosphere cannot be sent in the physical atmosphere. Light in its clear state in the noetic atmosphere cannot be sent into the physical atmosphere. So whatever that light we have in the noetic atmosphere, it is not passing to the physical atmosphere because of this mental destiny, whatever you're thinking, whatever all these things is going bad. So it is not coming to the physical destiny. The light in the mental atmosphere is in the state where it can be mixed up with the desire. What is happening there? It is mixing up with the desire, because there's a desire is playing a more role. Desire, so many to sent into the physical nature in that portion of the thought is, which is exterior. That when you come to the physical atmosphere, your desire is clubbing up with the light. But your desire is not thinking. If your desire is also thinking, like, I want the self-knowledge, I want to merge with the supreme intelligence, I want to go to the light of intelligence. If your desire is that, then the clear the light will come without diffusion. But your desire is thinking about something else, all material things, all material possessions, or all your friendships, relationships, so many things it is we are desiring. Because of that, your light is going back.
It's an example, whatever need talent is coming from the noetic world. Some it's talents. So, but while when you use the talents for your selfish desire, then it diffuses your light. Exactly. So in that way, it's happening.
Exactly. That's what it is. Okay. So even though you have that light, your desire is actually dominating. It is getting diffused. Exactly. This example is. So the mental breath, when it is circulating, your desire is mixing up with that. The light in the righteousness is not the light of the mental atmosphere. Rightness is not the mental atmosphere, but it's a clear light that it is sent to the flashes from the noetic atmosphere by the selfness. But the heart says, that's what you are saying, when even though you are desiring, your selfness is always clear. Even in the mental atmosphere, it is flashing out. No, you are doing wrong. No, this is not right. This is not right. You are actually giving some other reasoning with your you think it is a supreme intelligence, whatever it is. Oh, I used my brain. I used that. I covered up like this. We will say that, right? That is all. We are thinking that we are using our brain, but we are using only our reason to get what we want. That's not that's where we are not using the light of intelligence. If we actually use the proper light of intelligence, we won't even do it. We will recognize what is the thought that it is giving. No light in the psychic atmosphere, but there is a light in those parts of the mental and noetic atmosphere which are, but when it comes to the psychic atmosphere, this light is gone. This light is all dimmed up. Because mental atmosphere itself, you gave some kind of reasonings and logics and desire, it got mingled up. Psychic, when it comes to it, the light is going off. The matter of the atmosphere is a conscious of the degree of the feeling, and is the atmosphere is psychic atmosphere is no, because here it is feelings, desires, all the things are coming up and mixing up with the light. So the matter is usually dark. Whatever that we are asking is matter is usually dark, heavy, gross, and sluggish. So this matter, what we are desiring is this matter. This matter is a dark matter, heavy matter, gross matter, which is not useful, sluggish matter. But all our feelings and desires are on this. The chief characteristics of the psychic atmosphere is feeling and the desiring and rushing after something it longs for, yet fears. So something or the other, it is going on, something or the other. Again, it yet fears means I want a good car. I want a Lamborghini car, something I just wish for. But at the same time, if I bought it, that 300K, if I bought it, inside it, I'll feel what will happen if I leave it, what will happen, how do I take care if I leave that, if somebody scratch. So that fear, because that is not the one that we want exactly, right? Suppose if I bought a one car Honda, which I just need for commute, then I won't have all these fears. Okay, so whenever I'm just taking in one example. That's not that if you are capable of driving the Lamborghini, if you are blessed with that, or if you are worked hard for it, you go and enjoy. But the thing is, you don't get attached. That's the problem here is, as long as you kept your light of intelligence there, all your light is loaned there. You're not having anything. Suppose you have only 300K and you kept all your 300K in your Lamborghini car, what will happen? You don't have any money for anything else, right? Here also the same thing. All the light you are keeping on one desire, you are not able to desire for something else. You are not able to keep your light because you need to take back that light in order to keep on something else. That something is the light of intelligence and contact with the thinker and the knower. That something is the light of intelligence and contact with the thinker and knower. This light of intelligence is always with the contact with the thinker and knower. Thinker and knower knows at least what is this light of intelligence. But the atmosphere, the psychic atmosphere is not conscious of this light. Psychic atmosphere is not knowing that there is a light and this light is the one which we can use it. That kind of thing is not, because it was diffused when it comes to here. It was fogged up. Already in the mental atmosphere, it was fogged up. Here it became so dimmed, dulled, modified, completely diffused. When it comes to the physical atmosphere, this light has been completely, because it is coming, as it's coming to the lower part of the atmosphere, human thinks that his thoughts are whatever, they are circulating in a world kind of thing. All these thoughts are circulating in this world. So with this light is fogged up. The light is clouded and fogged up. Okay. Whereas the light itself being the intelligence, because the light itself is an intelligent, right? And being a truth, light means it's an intelligence, it's a truth, whatever it is showing it, because from the Noetic atmosphere it came, it is everything. Whenever you have it, it shows everything as is. But if you have that one, it shows as is. But because whenever you are mingled up with the desire, it is dulled. Whenever you are mingled up with the feeling, it is still more dull. So you lost the focus. But whenever, even how to improve that light, whenever you are focusing on one thing, whenever you are focused, because that's what I'm saying. Here, if you focus on the job, you have, I want to become a director of a company. Let us think, you have that desire. Then you will go and search what are the things that they needed, what is the experience they needed, what are the qualifications they needed. You will go, do or die, you will get it, because you are keeping all your intelligence there. You are able to get it. You are keeping that. You have that intelligence. Without intelligence, you will not get it, because you have that intelligence. Here he is asking, keep that intelligence in the right focus. Keep that into the right focus. Keep that into the knowing the truth of it, instead of keeping on the material things. No, keep that light of intelligence, keeping in the right focus things, right non-material things. The light is a very clear state. Keep that light in a clear state as with the Noetic atmosphere, and then you will not get diffused in the physical atmosphere. Okay. The light in the mental atmosphere is a state where it can be mixed up with the desire, and so may be sent to the physical nature in that portion. Through that only the portion of it is exteriorized in the physical atmosphere. The presence of the light diffused in the mental atmosphere stimulates the matter of the atmosphere and keeps the mental breath in circulation. That diffused light is only coming into the circulation. So whenever that diffused light is in circulation, the light is also the diffused, and that is coming to your thinking. With the diffused light, whenever you are thinking, your thinking will not be that supreme thinking. Your thinking will be mixed up with your desires. But this Noetic atmosphere is always, it is giving you the flashes of the light. Remember that with your Noetic atmosphere, through your heart, it is always flashes what you have to do. So what I meant to say is, no one outside the world need not tell anything what is right or what is wrong. If you close your eyes, if you look into yourself, your Noetic, your mental, because even though you just, with the reasoning you try to do that, righteousness in the mental atmosphere is still clear. And it is giving you as a part of intuition, it is always trying to guide you. You just need to listen to that guide. So to listen to that guide, you need to close your senses. You need to close your senses, close those senses and keep it in inward. You are seeing this world with the five senses. Close it and keep it inside. Then you will see that whatever that the righteousness is saying, you will be able to listen to that. The matter is usually the heavy, dark. So because you are keeping that in the matter, if you are keeping in that matter, you will see that heavy, sluggish matter only. You will be able to see that. If on the top of it, when it comes to the psychic atmosphere, you're mingling with the feeling and desire. Not only desire, feeling is also added. Feeling and desire could get the light into the atmosphere. The doer would not desire to change its present condition. Many people, if you go and ask, oh, do meditation, your life will be good. Why? What happened? My life is so good. I have all the things I wanted. Why should I do it? You must have come across. I come across these things. Okay, whatever you say, you do it. Because there are people who said meditation is only for those who are actually mentally some disturbed people only. They only need to go. If everything is going good, why should I go? Because they light. That is what here is explaining, right? So they don't want to go. Whenever you are mingled up with your feeling and desire, you don't want to come out of that condition. You feel that your present state is very good. Like when parrot is there in the cage, right? Every morning and night it is giving the food is coming. So it thinks that I'm in the palace. When it comes out only, it will understand that there's a big world. It can go. But we are also thinking whatever that GV within our body, whatever that we are coming, we are none other than the parrots in the cage. We are thinking that our life is so good. We can buy whatever we want. We have a good family, good car, good house. Oh, then we are good. But we are not understanding there is a lot of knowledge that within us it's there, which can take us to the things which can cakewalk anything that we want. That is the one which we wanted to know it. It's not that to change it won't ask to change the present condition. It will continue to seek the satisfaction from the nature. From the external things, it wants to seek the satisfaction. It is happy with whatever it has. It would have generated it would have a greater intensity of satisfaction because of the light. It would not advance, or it would not retard the progress of the day. It won't advance. And in the psychic atmosphere, as long as you are happy, right, it won't advance, and it will be there forever kind of thing. Just a few more points I'll add before. Okay, that is done. So whatever, that is a psychic atmosphere, right? So you have got a clear idea. So when it is in the mental atmosphere, it is righteousness and reasoning is coming. In the psychic atmosphere, feeling and desire is adding. Whatever that you are thinking, that is only getting exteriorized. That is the one which is getting the feeling and desire is so evident in the human, right? It seems all there is, that is the feeling and desire only. We are not thinking anything else. Whatever we feel emotionally, that is what I am. What is the desiring that I am getting, that is what I am. This is all we are thinking it, but this is the very lowest psychic part only. We are not even going to the beyond that. No noetic reactions may be felt. Because of that noetic reactions, we are not feeling anything. Mental reactions sometimes we are feeling because of that only we are feeling. Let's learn that meditation. Let us experience. Let us do some sajjan sangatya. Let us read some books, because in mental atmosphere something we are feeling, that I-ness or that righteousness is actually is the flashes we are able to catch it. The people who doesn't even catch those flashes, then they think that this is very good, and they go and have it. And these people, whoever is coming to that mental atmosphere, whatever that they can feel, they are spiritual, because they are able to grasp some of the things, grasp some of the aspects, right? That is why they are known as a spiritual. When the human suffers, seeks consolation, the spiritual also, and also the people will come to this, because that is could be the reason why people think that meditation is only for the. When people need some consolation, when there is nobody to help, then where they will go? They will go to the God. Initially, they won't. Even Draupadi in our Mahabharata, when she need the thing, right? She didn't ask for Krishna. She knows that Krishna is the supreme intelligence and all those. She didn't ask for it. She asked for everyone. Oh, come on, all the people. She called everybody. Nobody came. Then she called. The moment she called Krishna, he came to the rescue, because the moment she called for that supreme intelligence, he came. And we are also like that. We are not actually, we'll go to the God only when all other resources were out. When all the resources were out, we go and all that, this, then all the resources are, you can imagine anything, right, in your life. Then we go and thank them. We go and thank those. I'm not asking, don't ask thing, but the thing is, through that supreme intelligence, if you ask, or through your light of intelligence, the help will automatically come. That's what I'm saying. Because the light of, or it will show the right direction to go, where you need not run out so many things. Okay, feeling cannot go beyond the hurt. Remember, your feeling. Yes, Sandy, Arun Patel. Yes, these recordings are available on YouTube. Okay, feeling cannot get beyond the hurt, but the desire can. Be beyond the hurt, right? The feeling cannot go. Feeling, whenever it is crossing the hurt, it will say that no, this is not right. Righteousness, come and hit. So because of that, this will not come. But when the desire comes, desire is such a strong. Even your heart says that, no, this is wrong. No, at any cost, I need to get it. I want to get it. That's kind of thing you will have it. That time you are actually suppressing your righteousness and you are going with some reason. This is only for my kid. As a mom, I am responsible that I need to provide the good things for my, because you should get that as in a righteous manner, right? So you are not getting that. If you are not getting that, that's a problem. Okay. When the psychic atmosphere and the doer become agitated because of the desire, the psychic atmosphere of the doer is getting agitated. One heart is saying one thing, buddhi is saying one thing, and your manas is saying one thing. Manas means it is always a desire. Buddhi is intellect. It is saying not to do it, righteousness. It is saying, so which one to listen? Whenever it comes to the thing, you need to go with your intellect, not with your manas. My manas says, no, don't go with the manas, because the other class, I'm just clearly mentioning in the understanding of the mind, right? Other Tuesday sessions, what manas says, what your intellect says. That's clear-cut mentions they are doing it. So always go with your intellect. Desire cannot get the light until it completes its mind to think. Desire cannot get to the light. As long as you are desireful, you will not think about the light. Because until you get into that, then once you are done, then you may get some setback or anything, then only you will get. Then only you will try to go to that light of intelligence, you will get it. The thing which is being created by thinking the thought is a new being. Whatever with your thought into that is coming is a new being. So how that thought is created? With your light you created that. With your light of intelligence, you have created that one. Okay, in the thought or the desire, the doer in the light of intelligence, the desire would come into the contact with any other way than the administrator of thinking. So desire can come any way, because when the light is not there, desires can come in any way into your thinking, and your desire is pushing you to go and pursue that thought. So when your desire, you are thinking, what is happening? Desire doesn't have any thing. Desire is pushing your thought. But whenever your thought is having energy, this is all, thought is having energy, that thought is getting exteriorized. Your desire, if you can stop with your righteousness, then it will not create a thought. When you are not creating a thought, it doesn't have energy. When it doesn't have energy, it will not exteriorize. Remember that. When the light goes into the nature, the light is going into the nature, then it is attaching to the units. Your light is gone because you want some desire. Your light is gone and it is attaching to the nature. So only the doer can contain, because only you, the doer, have that direct light of intelligence, and you are giving there. Only you are giving that light to the other persons and the other things in the nature. The physical plane, whatever you are giving, the thing is the thing. The starlight, moonlight, and all those things are also you are giving. And also he explains at the end, right? How the organs are working. The sunlight is working. Sunlight is coming through your heart and lungs. Okay, the light that you are giving to the sun is the heart and lungs is the sunlight.
Can you resume this part? Actually, it's need some more clarity on that. Maybe in next class we will do it.
No, only 2 points only.
Yeah,
but
2 points, but I think it's need explanation.
Okay. Okay, then let's go for it.
Thank you.
Okay, then questions. I'll stop here as Sirisha got requested. So we can discuss. Maybe I can recap and discuss more there in the next class. There are a few more points in this section. It's not completed section 3.